quarter of the way through this race, and this is the longest we have ever gone on a start at Gateway. And I know this is a kiss of death without a caution, but it is important. We almost had a caution moments ago, courtesy of that young man, 18-year-old Trevor Bain. Let's take you back and show you what happened.
Trevor's been struggling and falling back through the field and actually went down a lap. And right here, he's really struggling with the car off the corner. Runs out of room, gets up into the safer barrier and some of the concrete.
Trevor's already one lap down in 25th position. In fact, we have a total of 22 cars on the lead lap. There you see his cycle. And he started 12th, but has dropped back. All right, well, we've got an opportunity. Let's get you caught up to speed, and we'll start things off with Mike Massaro, our race leader.
Well, guys, the weekend didn't necessarily start off the way that Kevin Harvick had hoped. They came to the racetrack with an experimental setup, but about 15 minutes into the final practice, he just got sick and tired of it. Struggling, they completely abandoned it. They changed springs, shock, adjusted track bar. 15 minutes left in practice, went back to their baseline, and you can see what 15 minutes of work can do. They got it just about where they need it to be. They're feeling pretty good, Dave.
Kyle Busch running along in second place right now, trying to catch that 33 car. His car still tight. He labels it a 6 out of 10. They will come down to pit road about lap 62. That's just 8 laps from now to try to loosen that race car up. The 38 behind him is Jason Leffler. That car also tight. It will not turn. And unfortunately, practice yesterday was much better than it is for the 38 today. Not cutting the way it did yesterday, according to Jason. Jamie?
And behind him in the bright yellow dollar General 32 is Reed Sorensen. First race this year, only the second nationwide race in the last 2 years. A lot to adjust to and get used to it out in qualifying today. Great effort. He qualified second for the 4th time at this race. Right now he says he needs a little right rear grip. He's free and getting loose everywhere. Dave?
Jamie Carl Edwards started 4th. He's dropped 1 position since the drop of the green flag. The car was loose getting off the corners to begin with, and now it's chattering the front tires. One of the adjustments they make will be to lessen the air pressure in both of those front tires for Carl. Jamie, back to you.
And Mike, listen, the one car. Now, this is the same car he wrecked at this track last year. It has been rebuilt. They've been fast all weekend, and the only thing he said about it is it's tight. What is he saying tonight? It's tight. Dave?
Now, the 88 car, Brad Keselowski, started on the pole. He's fallen back to the 7th position. Recently, he's had a feel in the car that felt like a flat tire. But he's had the same feeling before, and it happened at Phoenix earlier this year. So he knew to wave it off and just trust that the crew could do something to fix this car during the next pit stop. Mike?
Justin Allgaier and Chad Walter were just scratching their head after practice, having a lot of problems with turns 1 and 2. They had a 1-hour debrief, came up with 4 options, ways to change it. They felt like they corrected it, but still a problem so far tonight. Very tight on throttle, just cannot get back to the gas. Just behind him, well, Brad Coleman looking to take advantage of this opportunity. He'll be running 6 of the next 7 races. He said earlier this week, he said, we need to win. Not cutting himself any slack, putting a lot of pressure on himself. Right now, he feels like the car's pretty good until he gets in traffic. Then the car gets pretty tight. Scott Lagasse rounds out the top 10. He's been having a pretty good run, although the car has not been turning exactly the way he wants it to. At one point, though, he seemed like he was taking it a little bit easy on the competition. His crew chief came over the radio and said, remember, we're not here to make any friends. Back up front, Kevin Harvick is on pit road. He's coming down to make his first stop. Remember, temperatures were an issue. Certainly they'll take a look at the front grille of that car to make sure there's no debris on it, but the car was starting to get a little bit tight during the end of that run. They'll go to work now on the right side of that car, make a slight air pressure adjustment. Service complete there as they swing around to the left side, a 4-tire change on the 33 car. He's been dominant all night long, not looking for significant changes, just an air pressure adjustment on Harvick's car.
All right, thanks. And as you see, Brendan Gaughan is in after we had our nationwide insurance up to speed. Now we're getting our first cycle of pit stops.
Yep, 5,
Jamie?
4.
And Brendan Gaughan, you hear him getting the countdown there to this box. He says the rear is loose. He needs more grip in it. They're going to make a wedge adjustment. 4 tires for the 62.
Okay, that was a good move. As soon as Harvick pitted, he was really slowing down. He needed to get that baby in and get some fresh tires, so Harvick just wouldn't get out and lap him.
Also here.
All the way.
There's Jason Keller as he is peeling off and bringing it down to pit lane.
2, 1.
I'll tell you what, Marty, you normally at this track, these cars are totally tight. Now they're getting loose. You see the crew cam there. This is a live pit stop on Jason Keller. Remember, this is the car that they brought out as a backup first laps for today for qualifying. Sunoco Fuel 4 tires. He's down and away.
And that was courtesy of Butch Wall. He is the rear tire carrier from Smyrna, Tennessee on the 27 car. He did a good job for us. 38 Jason Leffler has peeled off from his second place position now. He is just coming in as he makes his way at 45 miles an hour. You feel like you're crawling. Jamie, you're up again.
And you see the 38 coming, and then right behind him, the 32. Reed Sorensen, first pit stop he's made in the Nationwide Series in a year. He needed more rear grip, 4 tires, and air pressure adjustment and fuel. Dave?
Jason Leffler's 38 increasingly tight. 4 tires and Sunoco fuel in that car. They will raise that track bar 2 rounds. You saw the adjustment, the wrench going through the rear window, and change 4 tires and send him back out. Great car for Jason tonight as he's been able to make up positions on the racetrack. On pit road as well, the 18 of Kyle Busch. They'll look for a track bar and air pressure adjustment for Kyle in this race car. Remember, the car would not turn for him. He called it a 6 out of 10 tight. The crew going to work now. Last week, they beat their teammate twice off of pit road. Really, really good work for them. Track bar adjustment made. 4 tires being changed now. Quickly around to the left side. Kyle Busch gave up the lead to come down pit road. Other cars streaming by him now, and he leaves pit road.
And that means right now the lead has cycled through to Carl Edwards as he has stayed out on the racetrack. We're working lap number 63, and he is still out on track. Dave, here's the 16.
And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will get some work on his race car as well. You see the wrench going in the back window. That's a chassis adjustment, air pressure adjustment as well. And listen, the car is not bad in 3 and 4 and okay in 1 and 2. So he hasn't been that far off tonight. Stenhouse trying to repeat what he did at Milwaukee, which was run up front, and he's gone.
Mike Bliss also in as well as he has completed his service.
All the way up, all the way.
He's got a long way to go. He's all the way at the back of pit lane. And we're getting word that the 60 of Carl Edwards is making his way. There he is, right ahead of Eric McClure down
4 tires,
pit lane.
track bar up 1, guys. 1 up on the track bar.
Dan Stillman encouraging his crew as Carl now makes his way down into the pit box. The first job is to hit the marks exactly. Driver going down pit road speed, but having to stomp on the brakes and make sure that he hits the marks the crew laid out for him earlier in the day. He does that. Now they'll go around the car. Remember, the air pressure's been reduced in the front tires of this race car. Track bar adjustment working in the back of it right now. Crew around the left side, more Sunoco fuel in for Carl. He went 63 laps of green on this track. That's a good measure for the start of the race. He'll be able to run more during this next run.
And the big question is, where will he come out in the cycle? Take a look. There is Kyle Busch. Remember, he came in a few laps ago. And we're waiting to see where everything sorts out once everybody has made their pit stops. And there is the 18 in front of 33 of Kevin Harvick. So obviously Kyle picked up some spots.
Here we are, U.S. the Devil's Pick. Going to work. Round to the left. You look in there, your brake rotor's really hot here. So we gonna get it done. We're down and away, baby.
And that's Mark Hollywood Armstrong. And he talked about something you are concerned about. Brakes, brakes, brakes.
Yeah, you see all that brake heat. The thing I worry about most of that is maybe melting one of those beads on the tire. We made it through that full green flag run with no trouble, so feel pretty good about it now. But see a lot of glowing brake rotors on the racetrack.
Okay, one thing I don't like what I've been watching, take a look at Steven up there right now. He stayed out for a long time. Kevin Harvick hit pit road at 58. They were in at like 65. And that little extra time that let Kevin catch him on those new tires was critical. So a lot of these guys made a mistake.
Yeah, 15 cars on the lead lap. Stephen Moss is the last one on the lead lap. He's going to fight hard to try to stay there.